He is the author of the book Cinephile, Interviews, Essays, and Tales from the Red Carpet. You probably saw him on Pitch Clock earlier with Jeremy Taché, representing the MLB Network. Now he's on our show, representing Prime Monday Night Hockey. He is the studio host. His name is Adnan Virk. Adnan, what is your first assignment of the season?
Roy, it's great to see you. And David, let's get to this right away. So I got officially the word that I'm going to the Major League Baseball winter meetings in early December.
Hey.
Oh, right.
There we go.
What this means is specifically for David to go ahead and get the Panthers tickets now, because I said I need the earliest flight, December 6th. I have a 7 a.m. flight. I believe I'm landing in Miami around 10. No, sorry. Shit. Are we going to be able to make this work? I'm flying to Orlando. Then I have to get the rental car and meet you guys in Miami. 3-hour drive.
Which day? Which day?
December 6th is a Saturday.
Yeah, but it's a 3:30 game.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Land at 10 a.m. I'll get a rental car, drive right there, meet you guys for the game in Sunrise.
Perfect.
It's going to be awesome.
Well,
We're doing it.
The arena is right by the turnpike, so we'll make it happen for sure.
And then you do realize we're going to have to get you a credential, right? You want to be in the press.
No. Adnan's sitting with me. We're having beers in the seats with
what are you talking
me
about?
and Adnan in the cheap seats.
Right, guys, well, I've never been to a Panthers game. I want to see the defending Stanley Cup champion with Bobrovsky, David, and Roy. It's going to be awesome.
Come on,
and we'll go out after the game and have a drink too.
Yeah, well, some of us will have a drink.
But maybe not too much if you're driving straight back to Orlando. But
drinking water.
We'll figure it out.
This is going to happen.
I think I'm going to try to do is this, David, do the hockey game with you guys, book signing with Stugatz afterwards, and then Orlando. That could be dicey.
Nice.
So what's your first assignment officially for Prime Monday Night Hockey, Adnan?
Roy. So I'll be on NHL Network next Thursday. Can't wait. Obviously, with the season kicking off on Tuesday, as we all know. So 7 next Thursday, NHL Network. And then the first assignment for Amazon Prime Monday Night Hockey back home in Toronto. Red Wings and Maple Leafs part of a doubleheader. It is Canadian Thanksgiving, October 13th. We also have the Canucks later that night. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. As always, these Toronto Maple Leafs fans are so delusional. They always think this is the year. So we'll get those fans fired up, and it should be a lot of fun. And as far as the Red Wings are concerned, still waiting for the Yzer plan to come to fruition. We'll see what happens their opening night. It'll be fun.
So Thanksgiving in Canada, hockey, like I'm trying to think of the American, equitable, right? So football on Thanksgiving is like a religion here. Like people go to the games. It's Detroit, it's Dallas. So Thanksgiving hockey in Canada, is it similar? Like is Vancouver and Toronto? Like, explain this to me, because I feel like I should know this, but I have no idea.
No, you shouldn't have to know it, David. And honestly, it's not quite the same. I'll be totally honest here. I'm not just playing to the American audience. Growing up, U.S. Thanksgiving was better because we'd get football. So I would go to school and I'd come home like, oh, Lions game at 12:30. Great. And then I watch the Cowboys at 4. And then later on, of course, now there's a third game being added, which is NBC, Peacock, or Amazon, whatever it is. So, in Canada, Thanksgiving, I mean, it's cool. It's always the first Monday in October. It's meant to signal the harvest. And, timing-wise, I would argue Canada's better because it spaces it out with Christmas. But honestly, you guys do it better because you get the football and the turkey and the turducken and John Madden getting after it. So, no, hockey is not synonymous with Thanksgiving. I think Amazon's making a ploy this year to do so, but generally speaking, it is not the case.
What do Canadians eat on Thanksgiving? Is it a typical Thanksgiving, like traditional American Thanksgiving meal, or do you guys have other things that you guys go to?
It is typical Thanksgiving meal, Ethan, but I'm telling you, you guys do it right. Like, I remember growing up, and my mom would get a turkey, and it was good. Like, I like the dark meat. It's great. Here, like, you go to someone's house, and it's like 6 different types of things. You haven't had this stuffing. You're going to lose it. Wait till you have the pumpkin pie with a vanilla ice cream.
My grandma's pumpkin pie.
That's what I'm saying. Americans in Thanksgiving, like, it rivals Christmas or Hanukkah, like whatever major festival you have. Like, U.S. Thanksgiving, that's like a number 1 seed for me. It's awesome.
Turkey's overrated.
You shut the hell up.
Did I say that?
How dare you? Like, you weren't here when I cooked my turkey.
No, Roy, I've been trying to get my family to do a deep-fried turkey for years now.
I didn't do a deep-fried turkey. That was Greg
just
Cody.
Something different. We got to try something different because it's fine. We're not like typical white people that don't season our turkey at all. We season it a little bit, but I need something different. I need to try deep fried, or like Roy's got to make a bird for us, something like that. Or we just go to ham and steak. Next year.
What is happening? Yeah,
I'm done with turkey. I'm over turkey. I'm over it completely.
Turkey is like the star, but it's not everything. Like
correct.
Thanksgiving is putting on one fork turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, veggies, putting it all in one fork and eating it at the same time. And that is the deliciousness. My mouth is watering. I can't even finish the sentence.
I'm just saying that we need a new star. We need a new star.
We don't need a new
Speaking
star.
of stars,
I'm just saying.
That's just poor coaching. You've got a good player, and you're just not coaching them up.
Speaking of stars, you haven't had my turkey.
I would love to have your turkey.
You can ask anybody in that office.
I would love to have your turkey.
No, you can ask anybody in that office. because I cooked the turkey for everybody in that office, how good mine was. It's a citrus-forward turkey.
There's
everyone in that office.
No, everyone in the office. Nobody's here.
Guys,
there's not a single person.
Speaking of stars.
Adnan had something, though. Adnan, what did you have to add there?
I'm trying to do this segue.
I know what you're saying. Turkey sometimes, if it's not done right, is too dry. Like the first thing you see is a guy adding ketchup. You go, okay, clearly the turkey was not done right.
Who's adding ketchup to turkey?
Yeah, no, cranberry sauce, if anything. Yeah.
Great Danny Canal, who I worked with at ESPN for many years, proud Florida State guy. I've seen him add ketchup to turkey, and I was like, wow, clearly that turkey is too dry. He's
like, almost as bad as putting ketchup on steak. Almost as bad.
I think that's worse.
Yeah, it's worse, but it's ew. Like, what are we doing?
I'm speechless. Ketchup to turkey.
Yeah, Roy's offended. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of stars, let's talk about the Kaprizov McDavid situation here. Kaprizov's contract, he gets $17 million. McDavid's still in negotiations. We don't even know if there are negotiations going on. Adnan, to transition finally into hockey, how do you think the Kaprizov situation is going to impact the McDavid situation, if at all?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating, Ethan. I mean, listen, $17 million a year. I immediately said to my buddy Jason Demers on our podcast, NHL Unscripted, I said, is he overrated, underrated, or properly rated? And he goes, he's properly rated. I said, okay, $17 million. You think he's one of the best players in hockey then? He's like, yeah, at the age of where he is and the ascendant rise he's on, for Minnesota, it makes sense to get a superstar player, and I do believe he's a superstar player. So, all right. And as it now impacts Connor McDavid, especially after next year's UFA, Kyle Connor, I mean, there's other guys now, you'll see that salary bump. For McDavid, and again, I know we've talked this before with you guys, I still think the most fascinating situation is this, which I don't think happens, which is that he just plays out the entire year without a contract. Like, I think that'd be amazing. Like, just a lame duck situation. He's like, no, I want to just finish the year and see. I mean, he'd lose his mind with all the questions he'd be at. Every major city he'd be going to. Connor, what about signing here? What about signing here? But I do think that the Oilers will sign a 2-year deal, maybe a 3-year deal, 18 a year. Can we do 3 for 54? Is that possible? Something like that. I mean, I know they're up against it. He's going to swallow the rest of the cap, but Kaprizov just made it that much more expensive for the Oilers. But again, my wish fulfillment is just he plays up the year. It'll be a LeBron-type saga. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. I don't think it happens, but it'd be fun to see.
It's going to happen.
All right, Alexander Barkov visited the Miami Heat at their training facility. This was at FAU, and Miami Heat head coach Erik Spoelstra said that he talked to Barkov, and he said that he will be back in 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
I think it's way too early for anybody to know that right now. Like, he just had surgery a week ago today. We're sitting here a week ago right now talking about how he was going under the knife as we were talking. Until his knee heals to the point where he can... Well, first he's got to be able to put all his weight on it, which he isn't doing yet.
Yeah.
He's going to have to skate on it. Then he's going to have to push off on it. These are all steps that are going to be happening as we get into, like, Christmas time and into January, and hopefully, like, he's on schedule. So nobody knows if it's going to be on the early side or on the late side. It's impossible to tell. But let's be optimistic. I'm down for that, but we don't know.
But to David's point, it's one of my great frustrations in sports. What happens is a guy gets hurt and he goes, oh, that's 4 to 6, or that's 3 to 4. I'm like, you don't really know. Like, and I'll tell you, in the baseball playoffs with the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette went on the IL September 6th. They're like, oh, 10-day IL knee contusion. I go, yeah, that's what you think. But, like, it could get worse. It could be worse than they're letting on. Now it's Yankees, Blue Jays starting Saturday. It's been a month, and there's no guarantee Bo Bichette's playing. So I'm with David, especially with hockey and an injury of that size. 5 or 6 months sounds great, because why? You say, oh, he'll come back in March. He'll play like 15 games. He's ready for the playoffs. Or he comes back in April. He'll play 5 games. He's back for the playoffs. No guarantee of this. Yes, fingers crossed. We'd love to see Barkov back. It's going to be a battle. It's a war of attrition for the Panthers every year to try to win a 3rd straight cup, already with Tkachuk out till December. But yeah, if Spo's an expert, let's hope he's back in 5 or 6 months. I'll take it.
All right, so Adnan, no Tkachuk, no Barkov. Are the Panthers still potentially a Stanley Cup contender with Reinhart and Bennett and Marchand and Ekblad and Forsling and Bob, and they've still got a stacked roster? Where do the Panthers line up right now today?
Again, David, I still feel like no matter what, until you get beaten, I'm riding with the Panthers. But you're taking out 2 enormous pieces. I mean, Tkachuk, as I said, will be back. But as you said, right now he's not there. And who knows what kind of hole you could dig the first couple months of the season. I still think they have more than enough firepower and a staunch enough defense and a great enough goaltender in Bob that they should be fine. But we saw this last year. Like, it wasn't so critical to win the division. It was more important for other teams to do so. Leafs from the division, fine. Paul Maurice was like, yeah, whatever. It wasn't that they're playing possum. They just want to make sure that they're healthy come playoff time. And sure enough, it didn't matter if there's home ice advantage or not. They could win. I do think the road gets tougher every single season. Every other team is gunning for them. They're the hunter, not the hunted. So I do think the Panthers still have the team to beat. But yeah, if you tell me Tkachuk's injury is worse than expected and Barkov's definitely out for the year, that road becomes a lot much harder.
Another thing that I wanted to get to, and Roy kind of alluded to it before, and I think Ethan actually mentioned it too. Are we going to get a Hughes super team in 2 years, potentially in New Jersey? Because that's where 2/3 of the Hugheses are signed. But is that like? I feel like we're kind of dancing around it right now. But are we lining up for a Hughes super team in the Metro New York, New Jersey area?
This Hughes, not Quinn Hughes, getting that kind of a contract. I'm like, holy moly! The Devils are looking so much money into Dougie Hamilton and the inferior Hughes. I mean, the rumor has been for a while.
The inferior Hughes. I like
Inferior Hughes. Title of the episode: The Inferior Hughes.
All along, David, the rumor has been the Hughes all want to play together, and why not? I mean, I'd love to play with my brother if I was good enough at playing hockey. That'd be so cool. Family affair. I think the Vancouver Canucks will do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. They'll offer Quinn Hughes moon. He can have whatever mountain he wants named after him in Vancouver. Like, well, let's figure this out. You are a franchise generational player. Unless he says, no matter what, there's nothing you can do. There's no price you can pay. I want to play with my brothers, period. It feels like, I don't know that the passion necessarily for that. It feels like that's the way it's leaning. Like everything that I've heard as far as rumors, innuendo, they want to play together. That's their dream. It's like Gordie Howe playing with Mark and Marty Howe all those years later, the Whalers. Yeah. So it feels like it's leaning. But again, Vancouver will do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. They'll offer him the moon.
Give him the Kaprizov contract.
I was just going to say, I see Quinn Hughes like a Kaprizov situation. They have to keep that player. They cannot lose that guy. They will revolt in Vancouver. I want to ask you off the Hughes contract. Another contract we saw signed the next day was Jackson Lacombe. Same AAV, one more year. A better player, like statistically a better player, Jackson Lacombe, than Luke Hughes, gets basically the same contract. I want to ask you more about Anaheim, though. They're kind of a hot pick to be a dark horse in the playoffs this year. We were talking about them earlier. You agree? Do you see that this team could really push for the playoffs under Joel Quenneville?
Well, again, Ethan, your point, Lacombe, where he's at right now, I mean, 24 years of age, that's a good contract for a guy who's coming into his own. I do think Mason McTavish signing was important. Like, he didn't want any sort of dissension there, and I think he's a key young piece. They're clearly in win-now mode. I mean, you get Joel Quenneville there as your head coach, and I think like a Terry Francona in baseball, Q comes in there, that's going to improve that team. I thought a year ago they were adventurous and on the rise. Now you trade Zegras, which could be addition by subtraction because clearly he'd fallen out of favor there. I think the Ducks challenge for a playoff spot. I'm not maybe as bullish as my buddy Jason Demers is. He thinks they're a playoff team for sure. But I think, Ethan, they'll contend for a wild card. Definitely a team on the rise. A good coach, good young team. It'll be fun.
Are there any unsigned free agents out there that you can see being signed? I mean, and that includes Carter Hart.
Yes, I was about to say Carter Hart's the only one, Roy. And it's like when this whole situation happened with Hockey Canada, he's the one guy they go, dude, he's a good goalie. Like at one point they thought in Philadelphia he was the franchise goaltender. And then I think he dipped a little bit. But overall, it went from like Carter Hart's a generational goalie to he's great, to he's very good, to he's still good. To still now, I mean, he should have a job in the NHL. If all things are being equal, Carter Hart can be a starter some places, can definitely be a backup for almost any team. And the one thought I had was, Edmonton would make so much sense. He's from Sherwood Park, Alberta. But I think because of the trial and the negative attention associated with it, it's almost like Carter Hart can't play for a team in Canada. Whereas if he's playing for, I know the Dallas Stars have Jake Ottinger, but let's suppose it was Dallas. It's like, well, who cares? They don't know what happened to this guy. Oh, he used to play for the Flyers. He had some trial. Something happened. Oh, he was acquitted. Okay, whatever. Like, he's our goalie. I think in Canada, it's such a sensitive issue that entire trial faced so much scrutiny that I think it'd be a different story. So Carter Hart is going to be playing hockey. I think Carolina Hurricanes are definitely in the mix. It was one of the teams that I read. Las Vegas is in the mix to sign him. He's a good goalie, and by all accounts, is a good guy. Again, I don't know what happened with that situation. Clearly, his record has been tarnished, so to speak, but they've been exonerated for now. He's going to play hockey. He's good enough to play hockey in the NHL.
So I want to talk to you real quick about something that I'm guessing you have some privy knowledge to, and that's the new Anaheim.
Anaheim. Wow.
Amazon NHL behind-the-scenes show that's, I think it drops today, does it not?
That's correct.
So I was lucky enough to see a little bit ahead of time, as I'm guessing you have too, Adnan. The Four Nations episode had me feeling like I was watching it for the first time again. I was like, my heart was beating. I was so into it. What have you seen? What do you think? And what should people be the most excited about?
Yeah, David, I don't want to be a total company show, but it's outstanding. And when we had the Amazon meetings in September in Toronto, they unveiled that episode you're talking about, and it was unbelievable. I know how much you guys were into it. Ethan, Mike, Ron, everybody there in Montreal. I mean, just seeing the Tkachuks behind the scenes, like I can't get enough of Brady Tkachuk, man.
Yeah, that's right. It was the Brady Tkachuk episode that did the Four Nations. I'm calling it the Four Nations episode, but forgive me, Brady.
But Brady is like such a showman, right? He's just funny.
Yeah.
He's great for the game, and he lets you in. Like there's nothing unvarnished about him. It's like, yep, this is who I am, love it or not. And like seeing those fights in full and seeing his dad kick it, watch in the stands, and then telling his wife, "Don't worry, there's gonna be more coming." Like it gave me chills watching it, man. It was awesome. Yeah. It's highly produced. It's really well done. I saw a bit of the William Nylander episode as well. The one I really want to see is stuff about Crosby, because for a superstar, I know Roy hates him for good reason, but for a superstar, there's really not a lot we know a ton about Crosby, right? It really doesn't let you. He's from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. He's a nice guy. He, stayed with Mario Lemieux the first couple of seasons in NHL. Like, that's about it. Like, you don't really know a ton about him. So I'm hoping with this face-off series, he finally lets us in a little bit, lets us see what is Sidney Crosby's life all about. But the Brady Tkachuk episode, fantastic, is what I saw.
Yeah, it's cool. Sorry, Roy, to cut you off.
I am not interested in this Sidney Crosby. Anyway, go ahead, Dave.
No, what I thought was really cool about, because there was I believe the 6th episode is called like the Rat Kings, and it's all about the Panthers and the final and all that. So we see a lot of the Tkachuks. I love how the family dynamic works, as they're all not very different, but they're all very particularly different in that, Matthew's a little bit more of, I guess, like a wilder one, where Brady's a little bit more reserved, but then when you get him on the ice, he's a madman. And hearing Big Walt talk about them when they were at the final game where Taylor Swift was, where he's like giving his wife and his daughter shit because they're looking for Taylor Swift, and he's like, I guess I'm the only one that's going to watch my son play hockey. So it's just so funny to me. I just love having those looks behind the scenes, even if one of them may be of Sidney Crosby. I'm sorry, Roy, but I love when we get to see behind the curtain, and this show's done such a great job of that.
Did you guys get to see the Johnny Hockey episode? I heard that one was incredible.
I want to prepare I feel like I need to be sitting in a dark room when I watch that. That's going to be profound. It's going to be impactful.
Yeah, his widow has been so passionate and outspoken just about Johnny's impact, and sometimes in these types of tragedies, people just fade away, right? People don't want to deal with anything and just want to move away. But they've done such a great job honoring Johnny's memory and being so forthright about it. I'm sure that's going to be a three hanky weeper for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the season starts on October 7th. That is Tuesday. And the Panthers will raise their Stanley Cup banner on
it starts on Saturday,
5
Roy?
o'clock.
The sun
starts on Saturday?
What's that, Ethan?
The NLDS. The ALDS.
This is the hockey show.
We're moving into the baseball playoffs, baby. Adnan, real quick, who's your World Series pick?
I'm calling Phillies Blue Jays. Rematch.
Yeah, I like it.
Yankees. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
Happy wife, happy life. Come on.
I think the Phillies are going to win the World Series as well. Though I will obviously be rooting for my
Saturday, Ethan, which is where I thought you were going with this, is Canes Seminoles.
Oh, who gives a shit about that?
Everybody
college
not
football,
from Gainesville. I'm
the
sorry,
Gators
you guys
bad.
are.
It's college football's dead to me. Baseball is what I'll be watching.
Okay. All right. He wrote the book CFL, interviews, essays, and tales from the red carpet. You see him on MLB Network. You see him on NHL Network. You see him on Prime Monday Night Hockey.
And you'll see him in South Florida the beginning of December.
Yeah.
December 6th, Panthers, Blue Jackets.
No, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
Adnan Virk. Ladies and gentlemen, he is coming down. We are going to party, or at least watch hockey.
By the way, I love the hockey show, the name, but now that David mentioned the Rat Kings, it's a pretty good name. You guys want to steal it?
It's taken, though.
It's taken. Can't use
hockey show it is.
Thanks, Adnan, for joining us and thinking of a brand new name for this podcast, even though we are now 2 years in.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks again to Adnan Virk for joining us. We are almost there. October 7th, Tuesday. That's when we drop the puck on the regular season, and we're going to see the Panthers try to three-peat. And this one's going to be the toughest test yet. They're not going to have Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk. Thomas Nosek is not going to be there, so the fourth line is going to get hampered a little bit. So, yeah, it's a bit of an injury bug before they even get started.
It'll be that much sweeter when they get it done.
Yeah, so we are looking forward to that. For Ethan, for Danny B, for Jason in the back, for Rose, who is not here. That's David Dwork. My name is Roy Bellamy. We will see you next week, and that's going to be us talking about the first week of the National Hockey League regular season. We'll see you guys next week.